Hello, cats and kittens. We're live, and we're back with another show today. Well, you must be shocked to see me doing a live stream during the week, because usually you see me on a Sunday, but today's a very special theme because I have Danielle with me today, Danny After Dark, and we're going to do our top 10 favorite Christmas songs countdown. And so you want to say hello to the folks?
Yes.
Let
Hi,
me do that.
everybody. And James, thank you so much for having me back this year. Last
Well,
year,
you're
we did
welcome.
our top 10 Christmas movie countdown. So I'm really excited to do our top 10 holiday songs countdown and Christmas songs. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So we'll just wait till we get some more people in here because we're just starting out here. And then we'll get the show on the road.
Awesome. Are you ready for Christmas?
Yes and no. Hey, Bob, I forgot you were going to be here, Bob. How you doing? This is my friend Bob.
Oh,
This is
hi.
Danny. Yeah, but he won't be joining us on camera. He likes to be behind the camera. He doesn't like to be in front of it like we do. So while we're waiting, I'm going to show you an album I got recently. If I don't fall off my chair, that would
Please
not be good.
don't.
So I'm going to make myself big for this. I know we're going a little off topic, but
No, please.
I want to show you this. Bowie Legacy.
Nice.
And it's on 180 gram vinyl. And here's all the track listings. It's 2 albums. Can you see that okay?
Yeah.
And here's side 2, the second disc. And my favorite song is number 3 on side 4, Heroes.
Very cool.
And there we go. We got Bowie. I'm not going to take the discs out because it'll take too long and we don't want to do that. But there you go. And Nick is in the house. Nick Fantasy. How you doing, buddy?
Fantasy.
It's pronounced fantasy like fantasy.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah. Patrick can't stress that enough when we're in his chat.
Well, I stand corrected. Hey, Nick.
Nice to see you, Nick. Oh, the real Aunt Mimi is here. Hello, hello. Nice to see you. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Do you want? So we'll do it. You start first, and we'll go from 10 to our number 1. So I'll make you big, and then you start, and then we'll go back and forth like that.
Okay. So
Everybody in the chat ready? Here we go. All right, let me make you big.
oh boy. So the list that I have, I was telling James off camera. So do you know when, especially around the holidays, you hear a particular song and it just brings you back to a moment in time? And it's not necessarily, with some of the songs on my list that I'm a particular, huge fan of the artist or the song itself, but it just, you hear it and you're like, oh, this brings me back to this one awesome moment. So I'll stress when I come on a song that is the case. So my first song, which is my number 10, is by the Monkees, which is my favorite band of all time, and their song Ryuchu. So that song they did back on their show decades ago, and they do it where Mickey Dolenz is the lead singer, and the 4 guys are singing a cappella, and they have lighted incense with them, and they just sing in harmony, and it's just such a great song. I think it's only like a minute and a half, no more than 2 minutes for sure. But since I grew up always being a fan of the Monkees, and they're still and will always be my favorite band of all time, that song just it's holiday, and I absolutely love it. And for those who don't know it, you can look it up on YouTube and see it for yourself. So that is my number 10, the Monkees, Ryuchu.
Wow, I didn't know they even had a Christmas song.
They actually have a whole Christmas album that came out a few years ago, and I have that album, and it's really good, but this one's for sure.
Well, I know 2 people that would love that. Beetle Brad and, no, actually 3. Doc Dawkins and Tim Allen. You probably don't know these people I'm talking about, do you?
No, Doc Dawkins, yeah, I know.
Well, you know Doc, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now I'll make myself big, and now it's my turn. Okay, my number 10. I don't know how I should have done some history on how far back the song goes, but maybe many of you might not know it, but it's a beautiful song that I once heard back in the 70s on this Christmas special called The Christmas Messenger. And Richard Chamberlain plays an angel of God, and he comes back into the 1800s, and he's walking around, and he hears, and then it turns into cartoons, and you see all the different Christmas songs of the past. So this song I chose for my number 10 is called "I Saw Three Ships."
Hmm.
And this song is really beautiful, and I love how they did the animation in this song for it. And you see the three ships on the ocean, and this little guy's in a little sail in a little rowboat, and he sees the ships going by, and the song goes, "I saw three ships come sailing in on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. I saw three ships come sailing in on Christmas Day in the morning." I didn't think anybody would know this song. Have you
Yeah,
heard
I
of
know
it?
the song.
Yeah, but they don't call when they say, "And what was in those ships, all three?" They say Christ was there with his lady, not Mary. They don't say Mary. They say his lady, which I think is pretty cool because that's like in the medieval days kind of thing where they call the lady my lady. So I that's what I like about that song. So it's beautifully done, and you can see the whole Christmas special called "The Christmas Messenger" on YouTube. Mind you, the quality is not as good as today because it was taped off TV back in the 70s. So when they had the
Mhm.
VCRs, so it's not the best quality, but it's still a beautiful thing to watch because it reminds me of my childhood. And when I watch it, I get a warm, fuzzy feeling in my heart. So
Nice.
that's my song. I saw three ships.
Very cool. Okay, so my number 9 song is from Sarah McLachlan, and I'm not a big Sarah McLachlan fan. I typically don't listen to her music, but there's something about this song when it comes on the radio each year for the holidays. It just, I don't know, there's just something about it that it just gets in your head and just really, it's such a calming song. And that is Sarah McLachlan's River. It's, for those who don't know it, it's very, very slow. And she hits some really great high notes in the song, especially as the song continues on. And I only ever hear it either on occasionally on the radio, but more so if I'm like out at stores Christmas shopping. It's wherever I go, it's like usually on the radio there, and that's when I hear it. And it just, it's such a beautiful song. And again, I'm not necessarily the biggest Sarah fan, but it's a really peaceful, beautiful song. So that is my number 9, Sarah McLachlan's River.
Wow. Well, you're talking to a huge Sarah McLachlan fan here.
Oh, in that case, lover, lover.
And I've seen her live a couple of times too. She is
Oh,
amazing. All
awesome.
right, so now you know what? I think I'm gonna just leave it like this. This is easier than going making us big in that because I removed myself from the stream before. I hit the wrong button. I
We
said,
don't
"Why am I
want
not
that.
here?" I'm like, "Why is it only Danny?" And I realized I cut myself off. Okay, so my number nine. I had to do that. Sorry, guys. Little Beatles thing. So my number 9 is a beautiful piece of music. You can play it. Hey, Remus, you can play it as an instrumental, or and there's actually lyrics to it too. And I love the melody of this song. It's called "Carol of the Bells."
Hmm,
Are you familiar with it?
I don't think I know it.
Goes da 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 da
Oh,
da 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 da.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that
yes.
one. I think that is such a beautiful piece of music. And when I was in my church choir, we did that for one of our Christmas concerts. And the lyrics come really fast, and you have to really go ding 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 dong. That is a song because you really have to go fast to the melody. It's not easy, and you have to go fast, and you have 4-part harmony. So you're trying to listen to your tenor part, and you've got the alto, sopranos, and then there's a descant and all that. It's like, huh. So it takes a little time to just try to focus on your one part while everybody's doing theirs because it can get really confusing. But I can't read music, but I can hear things. I can take a Beatles song and I can break it into pieces. If I want to hear Ringo's drums, I can just concentrate on the drums. If I want to hear the guitars, I concentrate on that, the harmonies, because being in the choir taught me that. I can do that kind of thing. It's not easy to do, but I always have trouble remembering lyrics in that Beatles song, James. Do you, Bob? I didn't know that. Well, now we know something new. All right, you're number 8.
My number 8 is a song that, so in like high school, college, after college, I used to work, I used to juggle multiple jobs, and one of them was just doing retail at the mall. And this song would usually play, and it was more so at the tail end of when I would do retail. So anytime I'd be working a shift, especially around Christmas time, this song would be on repeat over and over and over. And I don't know, there's something about it that's just catchy, and it just stuck with me. And so now when I hear it, it kind of brings me back to that. Not, I don't miss working retail, trust me, but I don't know, something about it. And that song is from Sarah Bareilles and Ingrid Michaelson, and it's called Winter Song. It's a very, for those who haven't heard it, it's a very slow song, and just the way their voices mix together, it's just very, very beautiful. And yeah, I only hear, it just brings me back to when I, would work retail around the holidays, and just something
Wow.
about it that has always stuck with me. So my number
Winter
8, Sarah
song. I
Bareilles
don't think
and
I've heard
Ingrid
that
Michaelson,
before.
Winter Song.
You'll have to send a link to that for me because I won't remember it.
Oh, I'll send you my list.
Yeah. All right. For my number 8, I chose a classic. Everybody knows it, and I love the tenor part for this. And we used to sing it a lot in our choir on Christmas Eve. Silent Night. You have to go with a classic like Silent Night because the lyrics are so beautiful. It tells the birth of Jesus and how Jesus is there for us and all that kind of stuff. And I just think Silent Night is such a beautiful, beautiful piece of music. I'm not going to sing the whole song. I'll just give you the first verse so you see what it sounds like when we did the tenor part. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace.
That was awesome, James.
I was looking at myself. I didn't want to look at you because I would get nervous and screw up.
Oh, gosh.
Because you have to really hit some high notes there.
Yeah.
I was like, please don't let my voice crack. I'm doing this live. I don't want to do that to myself.
I have a question for you. So many artists have covered Silent Night. Is there a favorite or a few favorite artists that have done that song that you really like?
Mario Lanza does it good. He's a tenor from the 50s and 60s. You ever heard of him?
No.
And I also like Sarah McLachlan's version of it. So she does it really beautifully. And also Jackie Evanko. You've heard of her?
No.
Well, I'll have to send you some links because I have some other good stuff coming up. So what's your number 7?
So my number 7. Okay, so no one make fun of me. This song, my number 7 is Michael Bolton, Our Love is Like a Holiday. I never had heard that song until a few years ago. I was at a holiday party and somebody just had like a Christmas mix on, and that was on it. And I think, I'm not a huge Michael Bolton fan, but I think it was the right combination of, oh, this song is catchy and I've had a few cocktails. I'm having a good time with friends and family. So I go back to that. So that song, it was just a really nice night. So that's what I go to. So yeah, my number 7 again, Michael Bolton, Our Love is Like a Holiday.
Wow. Well, my number 7 is another classic, and it's beautiful. And one person sing this. One person that I really love singing this is Mario Lanza. "Oh Holy Night." I'm going to sing that just a little bit of it so you could hear what this sounds like with my voice. O holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees. Oh, hear the angel voices. Oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night, all night divine.
Good job. That was awesome.
Took my breath away too. All right, where are we? Number 6.
Number 6. Number 6 for me is Pentatonix's Hallelujah. I love that group, and there's something about that song. It just, I don't know. I love it. The first time I heard it, I think I downloaded it, and I came late to liking that group for some reason. I don't know why. And I heard it and I downloaded it, and I think I listened to probably like 100 times in a row. It was just so good. So good. I know they've replaced some band member, or not band members, but some of the vocalists since that song came out, but it's just so good and so beautiful. And the music video is pretty cool too. So
Is
yeah,
that
my
the
number
one?
6 is Pentatonix
Hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
hallelujah. Is that the one?
Yep.
Okay, I know that one. Yeah. Wow. Well, this next one is the one I told you. This is from the early 1900s, and there's a really good version by Sarah McLachlan with electric guitar, and it's called "In the Bleak Midwinter."
Okay.
In the bleak midwinter, the frosty winds will moan, or something like that. It is a beautiful song. I'll send you the link for it. The
Yeah. And you
lyrics
said it's
are
from the
gorgeous.
1900s.
Yeah, from the early 1900s, In the Bleak Midwinter. It's a very, very old song, which I really, really like. And this other girl who's British, she lives in Hackney, England, and her dad's the Boogie Woogie King of England. His name is Terry Miles, and her name is Elsie, and she plays this on the piano. And she does a really good cover of it as well. But it needs a little electric guitar in it to make it more, give it more oomph, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my number 6, In the Bleak Midwinter. Now we go to number 5. Mambo
Yes,
number
number
5.
5. That song for me is from TLC, and it's Sleigh Ride. So I was a 90s kid, so that song came out when I was a kid, and it just, I mean, Lisa Left Eye Lopez was just so cool, and her rap in that song is just so good. So Rest in peace, Lisa Lefty Lopez. But yeah, I loved that song. They had a whole Christmas album, and there was actually a lot of good songs I could have chosen as well because they're all awesome. But for some reason, Sleigh Ride, I really like that one. So
Wow.
that's the one I went with. Number 5, TLC, Sleigh Ride.
Are they the ones that sing "Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls"?
Yep, that's TLC.
Cool. Well, this next one, you're probably going to know this one. Number 5 for me is "Do You Hear What I Hear?"
Yep.
Said the night wind to the little lamb, "Do you see what I see?" And I sang this in our church choir by myself as a solo. Excuse me. That was bound to happen at some point. It happens a lot on my show, so everybody's used to that.
Oh, all good.
And I'm not embarrassed to do it. Well, farting, that's another story, but we're not going to get into that. So do you hear what I hear? We were doing our Christmas concert one year, and I wanted to do a solo because I knew all the words off by heart. So I asked my choir director Naveen, would he play the guitar for me, or piano or keyboard? And he said yes, and do the echo. Do you hear what I hear? Do you hear what I hear? So he did that, and he said, "Oh, you're not a professional. You can't do that song." I'm like, "I want to do it." And sure enough, at the end of the song, my friend Carol Fitzpatrick, she gave me a standing ovation. She had everybody get up and give me a standing ovation. I took a bow, then I turned around, and I put my hand out to Naveen to get up, and they all clapped for him. And you know what I did? I was so nervous because there was a lot of people in the crowd sitting there. You know how I got through that song without making one mistake or getting really nervous? I just looked at the back wall.
Mm-hmm.
And it helped because people were thinking I was looking at them, but I was really looking at the back wall so I wouldn't get nervous. And it worked.
Yep.
See you later, Nick.
Bye, Nick.
And
that's
don't fall
trick.
asleep on the job. And no weed smoking during your work, because I know how you like your weed. And Danny's like, what?
No, you know what? No, Nick can do what. Nick's a boss. He can do whatever he wants.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know he likes to get high.
James.
I'm serious. Mr. Beckham, hey, you made it.
Oh, I think it's a troll. Can you block him?
No. I'm not going to block Beckham.
Hi, Beckham.
Well, before we go on with the show, I just got to say, Mr. Beckham, on January 4th, we are getting season 2 of Star Wars The Bad Batch. And on March 1st, we're getting season 3 of The Mandalorian, finally. So I'm looking forward to that. So I have to get that out of the road before I forget to tell him. I should be on this panel. Well, maybe if you're a good boy after, I might just let you up when I bring up Jorgen, if that's okay with Danny.
Yeah, I think I might have to bounce when you let him on. Just kidding.
No. No, you're staying right here, but I'll bring if he wants to come
Dang
up
it.
later out. I'm going to let him up, of course, but not now. All right, where were we? Okay, we're not up to number 4. Yep.
So number 4, I'm sure between the two of us at one point, this artist was going to come on our countdown. And the song I picked for my number 4 is Mariah Carey. But it's not the song everybody thinks about. It's the Christmas Baby, Please Come Home. And that song, it just brings me back to when I was a kid in the back of the car and, driving with your parents, making all the, Christmas Eve party rounds, just going house to house to see different friends and family. And back when I was a kid was when Mariah Carey's Christmas album first came out. So, which is an amazing album. She's an amazingly talented singer. And so
those high notes she hits, wow.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And so most of her songs would just be on the radio kind of alternating. And for some reason, that one, it was, at least from what I remember, it was on the most. So it just, when I hear Mariah Carey, I think of Christmas with that song, the Christmas Baby, Please Come Home song. And it just brings me back to when I was a kid. So that's why I picked that. So
the Astro Zombie says,
Christmas Baby, Please Come Home.
Darlene Love does it way better, in my opinion.
I will have to listen to that. I don't know that one.
What's Mr. Beckham? Last Christmas is numero uno by George Michael. I like
You know,
that one
Mr.
too.
Beckham,
Yeah.
you're not on this counting your top 10. So,
Yeah. Hush, hush, or I won't let you up.
yes. Yes, James, the power.
I can have fun with them. I always do. So that was number 4. Now mine is a very interesting piece of music here. There was a song that was in a cartoon called The Snowman. Remember the Snowman cartoon? That
No.
was a cartoon special, Christmas special a couple of years back. And the song is called "Walking in the Air." We're
Okay.
walking in the air. We're walking in the moonlight sky. Well, a little boy sings it, a little soprano kid who sings this, but that's not the version I like, and I'm going to send this to you as well. Jackie Ivanko, she sings this very beautifully with an orchestra. Oh, it's the lyrics are so beautiful in this song. I just love it. Walking in the air, and it's from oh, Zombie knows it. We're walking in the air. Yeah, it's a great song, and so if anybody wants to hear a very good version of that, look up Jackie Ivanko "Walking in the Air" from her Christmas album. All right, now we're down to number 3.
Yes, number 3. And you will be so happy that I picked the song, I'm sure.
Ooh.
So I picked Paul McCartney's Wonderful Christmas Time.
Oh, great
That
choice,
song,
great choice.
it's a classic. It's a classic. I feel like in any decade you could just pop that song in, even though it came out so long ago. And it's just, I don't know anybody that doesn't like that song. So it's just, yeah, it's just classic Christmas to me. So I look forward to hearing it every holiday season. So yeah, number 3 is Paul McCartney, Wonderful Christmas Time.
All right, see you later, Mr. Beckham. Oh, welcome, Alex Dickey. Welcome to the show. All right, so my number 3 is another classic Christmas song that I really loved, and it was my dad's favorite too. Um, I remember when I got Jackie Ivanko's album, her Christmas album, and I was listening to it in bed with my headphones on, and I said, "Why is my neck wet?" When I heard the song, "Why is my neck all wet?" I didn't realize I'd been crying, and this song made me cry the way she did. It was so beautifully done. "Oh, Little Town of Bethlehem."
Mm-hmm.
Her version moved me more than any other version I've ever heard. And she was like 11 or 12 at the time when this album came out.
Oh.
And this version, give me a second here, I'm getting emotional. Okay, I'm not going to lose it. I almost lost it on my stream on Sunday, but I'm not going to do that. Breathe, James. You're going to be okay. So, "Oh, Little Town of Bethlehem," Jackie Ivanko, that's the best version I've ever heard. So, I recommend that version to you. All right, number 2.
Number 2, I picked, and it's so funny that Beckham had to leave. It's so funny that he left. My number
Oh,
2 is Wham's Last Christmas.
last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next
It's
day,
so
you
good.
gave it
It's so
away.
good.
I love that song.
Yeah, I'm a big George Michael's fan, and well, was, and sadly he passed away several Christmases ago. And yeah, I just, even back in his Wham days, absolutely, absolutely loved him. Even though I was a kid back then, but I feel like every radio station plays this song at the holidays, regardless of what type of radio station it is. They will play Wham's Last Christmas. So, and I love the song. It's my guilty pleasure. Love the song. So that's my number 2, Wham's Last Christmas.
And I was born in 69, but I lived through the 80s, so I was there when it first was released. So I know all about "Careless Whisper," "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go." I was alive when those albums came out for the first
Nice.
time, and it takes me back to my high school days when I think of Wham.
Did
So
you
my
used to
num
dress like them is the question.
no, never did. But I had the big hair because the 80s was a big hair and the poofy hair and all that stuff, you know. So yeah. So my number 2 is a classic. And this one is the only person that I love singing it because she was the first person I ever heard sing it. And everybody else that sings it, they butcher it, except for maybe another person, but I forget who that person is right now. Judy Garland, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Only Judy can do it the best. If you want to be emotional and cry, Judy Garland is the best person to hear sing this song. So that's my number 2.
Awesome.
Now we go to number 1.
Drum roll.
All right, take it away.
So my number 1 favorite song of all time for a Christmas song is KT Tunstall's 2000 Miles. I absolutely love that song. When I think Christmas, it's the Christmas song that I have to hear it every season or else.
I don't think I know
mean,
that
KT
one.
Tunstall has a lot of great music, but this song, I don't know. I love it. I absolutely love it. So that's my number 1. And so I wish I could give a better explanation as to why it's number 1, except I love it. But that's all I can really say. There's nothing about it I don't like. Her lyrics are great. The musicality is awesome. Her range of singing, her vocals are great. Everything about it I love. So number 1, KT Tunstall's 2000 Miles.
Cool. Now, Bob, I bet you're dying to know what my number 1 is. So this one is a classic, and the original melody is Green Sleeves. So can you take a guess what it is?
I have no idea, because every song I thought you would say, you haven't said.
What child is this who lay to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping? Yep, what child is this? I just think it's a beautiful song. So that's my number 1. What child is this?
Awesome.
Now I'm going to give my voice a rest from singing for a bit because I'm going to sing a song for you after, but I got to just take it easy. Now I'm going to tell Jorgen if he wants to come in, we'll bring him up and see what his top 10 is.
Awesome. That was, James, I have to say, I didn't know a decent amount of the songs on your list, or if I had heard of them, I hadn't heard of the versions that you mentioned. So this is very enlightening.
Here, I just sent him a message. He can come up. Jorgen, you're here. All right, let me put the link out for you. And then we'll see what your top 10 is.
Somebody made a comment in the chat earlier. She and him have a Christmas album that's awesome. And yes, I 100% agree. I'm a huge fan of She and Him. So that's an amazing album. I don't know why I didn't pick any of their songs.
Okay, link is out, Jorgen. Come and join us. Don't be shy. We don't bite.
Well, I do.
Or do we?
I posted the chat. Is there any songs of yours that, whether they're kind of traditional Christmas songs or kind of more modern, non-traditional songs that we didn't say that you guys like? I would say, not to take over, put it in the chat, because I know for sure I'm going to send James my list. I'll ask him to send his to me. And I'm all about finding, more great holiday songs. So everybody post in the chat if there's one that you like, or if it's like a generic song. I hate to say generic. That's not the right word, but that's definitely not the right word. But like, for example, Oh Holy Night, if there's a certain artist that sings it that you like, this is the version you need to listen to, put that in the chat too. Because I think that's really helpful. Like Mariah Carey, her Oh Holy Night is really good because she can hit those high notes. So she does an excellent job at that song.
Now we're just waiting for Jorgen. Jorgen!
Yes, Jorgen coming. We're going to get the party started.
Yeah. You know what? I think that's the first time I've ever showed what my voice can really do with Oh Holy Night. It sounds a little hollow with headphones on to sing. So I don't know if I'm right on. Here we go. Hello, Jorgen. Ooh, he's got the Santa Claus hat and everything. Haha, I love it.
Hi, Hi.
Long time no seen, Danny.
I know. How have you been?
Good. Little cold here, but
What is the weather like where you are right now, Jorgen?
today it has been sunny but very cold. Otherwise, during this week it has been a whole lot of snowing. So the weather is like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had made a Christmas version of Greensleeves. That was interesting news.
You never heard of What Child Is This?
Only the original and the Swedish version.
Okay. So, do you have a top 10 list of your Christmas songs for us?
No, I just pass out by. Well, I'm starting off with a familiar song that we just mentioned, but
All right, I'll make you big.
number 10 is the original of the song you just mentioned, Pretenders, 2,000 Miles.
Okay.
Mm.
And
yeah, it's good.
And the lyrics is original by Chrissy Hine, and is written for the guitarist, whose name I can't remember right now, but he died just before this, and she wrote the 2,000 Miles as a Christmas song and a tribute to him. So originally is tribute to a deceased member of Pretenders. So this is not that much, maybe not that much Christmas feeling in it, but still you can feel the winter. You can feel really nice mood in this one.
Wow.
Nice.
Number 9 is from an album that I bought a couple of years ago. That is a really interesting Christmas album. It's Al Jarreau's Christmas album. This is a very later Al Jarreau from 2008. He has age in his voice. The voice isn't quite the same, but is still a really nice, soully Christmas album. And I'm picking the song, the Christmas song, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. And
good choice.
It's really slow and very cozy Christmas album. Christmas song with maybe not that much jingle bells, but still very much coziness in it. Like you can just cuddle with someone at Christmas time.
Very cool.
Number 8 is maybe a little oddity. A very forgotten song today, but I like it. I always liked it since it came. And it is part 2 of Band-Aid, Do They Know It's Christmas? That came out in 1989. It is Stock Aitken Waterman that produced it, and as much of the 80s, it has been forgotten comparing to the original that you hear every year. Here you have Bananarama, you have Jason Donovan, Kylie Minogue, Chris Rea, Cliff Richards, Jimmy Somerville, Lisa Stansfield, Wet Wet Wet, and so on. And it is a disco tempo, of course, but it is. I like it because it's very nice upgrade for the song actually. To do something new of a classic song and still manage to keep the Christmas feeling.
Hey, Scott Dog.
Number 7, I have picked from this album. I'm picking U2, Christmas, Baby Please Come Home.
Yep.
And that is a little rockier, but still a very nice Christmas go in it. And the members are singing Christmas, Christmas. And it's very much big U2 stadium like. But it is a very nice go in it. And I really like it.
That's a great album, by the way.
Yes, it has its definitely moments. It's very odd stuff. You're hearing Winter Wonderland in some kind of a synth pop version by Eurythmics, and
Wow.
a rap, Christmas Goes Rap by Run DMC. And number 6, the original by Band Aid.
Oh yeah. Classic.
Maybe a little bit overplayed, but it is so amazing arranged and amazing produced by Midge Ure. Really big. I also like the B-side called Feed the World, where they have the instrumental version with the members singing, doing saying hi to the people of Africa and saying "feed the world." So it's one member each giving their saying their hello.
Oh.
Hello, DJ.
Number 5, also another really classic, Chris Rea, Driving Home for Christmas. He managed actually really to do a song where it sounds like he's driving home for Christmas. It's a really nice, relaxing car driving Christmas song, and with a really great mood, great produced as always when it comes to Chris Rea. And see here also other Christmas songs.
Oh yeah.
Number 4. Now we're getting funky.
Funky Cole Medina.
Ladies, watch out.
Funky Cole Medina is not a Christmas song.
I knew that part. You said funky, so that's the first thing that came to my mind.
It's from an album produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, the amazing soul producers. And it's a Christmas album by Alexander O'Neill called My Gift to You. Filled with this came out in 1988, and it's filled with both smooth soul ballads, classic Christmas carols in soul versions. But my pick is his version of Sleigh Ride, which doesn't sound anything like anybody has heard, because it's very typical Alexander O'Neill. And all of a sudden he goes, jingle bells, jingle bells. It's amazing how he managed to blend in jingle bells, and it's really a Christmas funk party. 80s style.
Nice.
Number 3, this one I don't have the original, but I'm showing this because this is the closest one, because it is a Disney Christmas song. So I'm showing this that I got from my Norwegian friend Kjell, Family Christmas. And it is Cliff Edwards singing When You Wish Upon a Star.
Oh,
I love that.
Cliff Edwards is then the voice behind Jiminy Cricket in Disney. So it is the original Disney version, of course. And it is such an amazing feeling, such an amazing. And we here in Sweden have the tradition that at 3 o'clock and 1 hour ahead, they're showing a mix of Disney cartoons here.
Oh, cool.
And it ends all with Jiminy Cricket from us all to all of you. And then he sings When You Wish Upon a Star. And it is
that's a Disney Christmas where he sings From All of Us to All of You. Very Merry Christmas. Yeah, I remember that one.
And it is so amazing mood, amazing arrangements.
Now, Jorgen, I have a question for you. On that one, does Donald Duck sing a song? I know you love your Donald, and I do too.
Mickey, Donald, and Goofy does a version of Sleigh Ride. And Here Comes Santa Claus. So not on his own, but together with the other one.
Oh, cool.
So I guess this is from the various Disney movies. So
probably.
Already mentioned this album, Mariah Carey's Christmas album.
Yes.
But I do the more predictable. I'm picking the All I Want for Christmas Is You, because it's managed to mix a genuine Christmas feeling and have such a modern touch of Motown. And has a really nice tune. When it came, I was knocked down because it was so amazing. As a Mariah Carey fan, I am. But it's a really, really amazing Christmas song. To me, this can't be overplayed, in my opinion.
Wow.
Number one, and I have a couple of honorable mentions then also. But
Okay.
number one for me is a song that was a hit when I was a kid, and I liked it back then, and it's grown on me a whole lot, even more since then. It is Bryan Adams' Christmas Time. And this is a song that managed to create genuine Christmas spirit, even though it doesn't have overflow of jingle bells. It manages to be very little effects and very little typical Christmas things still create such an amazing Christmas feeling and a really nice spirit with the arrangement and the production and everything. And one of Bryan Adams' best and unfortunately saddest forgotten songs. And I happen to know that Bryan Adams today think that this is one of his best songs, actually.
I don't think I've ever heard that before. Now I have to hear it.
I didn't know he had a Christmas album.
Thinking about Christmas time, thinking about Christmas time, wishing
No, don't know it.
Okay.
I'll have to look that one up. Do you know that one, Danny? No?
I know the song, but not his version. I didn't know he had a Christmas album.
Oh, me either.
He listened to a Christmas album. He released this for, I assume that it was originally meant for this one. But back in 85, when it was supposed to come, it was postponed. And when this one came out, this was released as a single anyway. But when this came out, he decided to do another one. He did Run Rudolph Run instead. So it was meant to be on a Christmas album with various artists, but it's not a Bryan Adams all Christmas album. He meant done one.
There's a question for you, Jorgen. Is that colored vinyl came out in clear green in Canada?
Sorry, traditional black.
That's black vinyl.
And I have some honorable mention also.
Ooh, nice.
As my chart is newly created for this moment. I did chart of my favorite Christmas songs on my blog, but then I also had some 50-50 of foreign and Swedish Christmas songs.
Ooh.
So I removed those Christmas Swedish now here, but I can show the one who was number one in my chart on my blog, and it was a Swedish song. And if I haven't heard this, it haven't been a Christmas. This is Swedish opera singer Jussi Björling singing Adams julsång, or as James so beautifully sang, "O Holy Night." This is a Swedish version of Holy Night with amazing tenor and amazing orchestral arrangement that manages to catch such an amazing Christmas feeling. Here in Sweden, this is a classic that I think that I'm not the only one who says that it hasn't been a Christmas if I haven't heard it. Many Swedes says the same. And I also picked Erasure, Crackers International from 1988. This is not, even though, look at the sleeve, it's not a typical Christmas EP, but it contains one Christmas song. It's most famous for the song "Stop," that was this biggest hit, but it also contains the song "She Won't Be Home," which is the only genuine Christmas song on this one. Really nice and touching song about a guy who will be celebrating Christmas alone because they have been broken up.
Aw.
So, and Erasure has done another great Christmas song, also called Gaudate. It was only a couple of years ago. But this is Christmas song, the synth pop version, the synth pop style.
Wow.
So that was my top 10. I'm not that huge, doesn't have that huge knowledge about American Christmas carols. It was a little lacking of that, but it's not something that we listen to a lot here, American Christmas carols.
Well, you had a great list of songs, so I wouldn't have known.
I can mail you the songs in the private chats. I'll write it down.
Yes.
Yeah. Jorgen, the Pretenders, they're the ones that sing that song that I like in The Living Daylights, If There Was a Man.
Yep. The very same. Sounded like you then didn't know that 2,000 Miles was a cover.
Ah.
Danny, did you know that it was a cover?
I didn't. Well, I've heard their version. I guess I didn't realize it was a cover, and I didn't know the background story behind why they did that song. That's heartbreaking.
I'm going to admit I didn't know that Eurovision existed. So I was pretty surprised.
Hey,
I thought
Walrus.
I was going to say 2,000 Mile Pretenders.
Wow.
But I assume that it definitely is the same song. It can't be Christmas songs that names the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah.
I love how none of us, like, besides like different versions, none of us said the same song.
Nope. That was unique that we didn't have the same song. Like, we all chose something different. That was really cool. Like, maybe last year you and I maybe had, with the movies, we had one or two movies that were the same, like Die Hard and Gremlins, and I remember that. But this year with the songs, it was all different.
Pretenders, 2,000 Miles were the closest.
But who's the original singer of that, Jorgen? Who sings the original?
The 2,000 Miles.
Yeah.
Pretenders, Chrissy Hind.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Learn something new.
Yeah.
All right. So I mentioned and asked some people in the chat if they had a song that we hadn't said worth shouting out, and a few people did.
Thank you, Bob. There's a lot of that have been mentioned here. We have Bob Dylan, Christmas in the Heart, never heard of.
Well, I didn't know you had a Christmas song. But I love Dylan.
I'm hard time listening to his voice. If I say like that, I'm sorry if I stomp on some Bob Dylan fan, but I have a hard time getting Christmas feeling with someone sounding like this.
Sometimes you don't even know what he's singing about. He's like, Santa Claus, speak English, damn it. Speak English.
Wham's Last Christmas is a Christmas song that I think is way too overplayed. I have a hard time listening to that one. But I have the single because the B-side on the other hand is Everything She Wants, and that one is great. So I have to have it for the B-side, or in this case, it's a double A-side.
Oh. Jorgen, what are your thoughts on Last Christmas?
You mean Wham?
Yeah.
I think it's overplayed, as I said.
Oh, yeah? You think so?
Yeah, I think I heard it a little bit too much. And it's an 80s classic. Let's say like this. I have a different range when it comes to overplayed in 80s, overplayed in 70s. Because 80s, I am grown up with. So it may be overplayed, but still I have to have a soft heart with it because it is some kind of nostalgia still somewhere in my heart. The 70s overplayed songs, I haven't. It's new to me. those who are overplayed, I didn't like from begin with either. But overplayed in 80s, I most likely like them in some form, and then I have been all tired of it. And I think that is the case with Wham.
Well, that's fair. See
Yeah.
the Mariah Carey album that you had, that you said your song from that. To me, that song, I don't know. I know everybody
That
loves
does
it.
sound weird, Walrus.
So overplayed. To me, so overplayed. Yeah, all I want for Christmas is you.
I'm can understand that, but to me the production of that one, Walter Afanasieff, the production of that one is such amazing. I can't get tired when it is grooving that so much as it does that one. But I can understand why it's also a song that has been playing numerous times. It is a modern Christmas classic.
You want to read this, Danny? Go ahead.
Yeah, so DJH Record Hound suggests Christmas Blues by Canned Heat. Christmas Comes Out But Once a Year by Amos Milburn.
Yep.
Santa Claus, the Original Hippie by Homer and Jethro. And You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch by Thurl Ravenscroft.
I've never heard of
very
any
well
of
read.
these.
And a little earlier, we had, let's see, Scott Dog say his two favorite songs are Rudolph and Jingle Bells, both by Fred Waring and the Pennsylvanians. Classic, unique, and fun.
I like this one by Walrus Gumboot. It's a full album, kind of weird hearing a Jew, Bob Dylan, singing Christian songs, but it's one of his best albums. Yeah, because he's Robert Zimmerman.
I actually got thinking when I chose this one, when I chose Al Jarreau album, because both of them contains very much new and different versions of Christmas songs. And I thought to myself, if someone would have done this to Swedish traditional Christmas carols, I would go also bananas, because I'm very much traditional when it comes to Swedish Christmas songs that we hear every year, Christmas carols, church songs, Swedish Christmas church songs. But when it comes to these these more pop-oriented Christmas, I'm much more that it's great that it managed to do something new, something fresh with the old Christmas stuff. So it's interesting how attached you get to your own country's Christmas songs. When it comes to foreign Christmas songs, it's very nice if they do something odd with it.
Yeah. Now, Jorgen, staying on subject here for Christmas songs and that, do you have any Christmas jazz that you like? I have to please all the jazz enthusiasts too, so.
I'll go give you right where to go.
When it comes to Christmas jazz, there are a lot of songs that is great, but hard to remember them. But the one that immediately comes to my mind is this album that I got as a Christmas present from my family back in 1988. I was pretty new at or 87. I think it was 87. I was only 1 year old as a jazz fan. And I remember myself that I feel ashamed of it today. It's a fun story that I have said that I don't. At that 88, I think I got it. 88, I got it. And then I have grown tired of big band for some reason. I heard so I have started to dislike Duke Ellington, that I today like very much. But back then, I remember saying that I want jazz records, but no big band, no Duke Ellington. And then I got this and saw Duke Ellington, and I got, but I didn't want a Duke Ellington. And my father said that, well, I bought it I bought it because it was Charlie Parker. So today I remember it very well, but I feel a little bit ashamed of my disappointment back then.
Aww.
But on this one, it is a great version of Charlie Parker playing White Christmas
Ooh.
with this setting, Kenny Dorham, Hal Haig, Tom Potter, and so on. White Christmas also contains Miles Davis.
Oh, I love Miles Davis.
So the first I remember is from this one, White Christmas, and I remember, I think it was a couple of days after Christmas, I went to spend some hours with my best friend that taught me to like jazz, and we were sitting playing computer games, and at the same time we listened to this one and was jamming to White Christmas. So it has a little bit of nostalgia memory for me also.
Is that a gatefold?
Yep, it's a double album set.
Nice. Cool.
So that is the Christmas jazz that I can think of at the moment right now. I don't have that much Christmas jazz in the collection. I could also mention as an honorable mention White Christmas, of course. No one had mentioned Bing Crosby here.
I had that on my list, but I said, no, then I changed it to A Little Town of Bethlehem. I said, no, I've done that. I've done that too much. I said, no, I'm going to go with something different.
Say like that, it's overplayed. You think that Bing Crosby White Christmas, not again. But when it's put on, you still melt because the arrangements are so great.
Oh, cool, Bob. And again, I can't. I always call her Métis. I can't pronounce what the real way you pronounce her name. But anyway, now I'm going to make myself big, and I'm going to sing a Christmas song for you that you may not have ever heard before. This is kind of different, but it tells a definite story. So listen carefully to the lyrics. It's called The Gift. A poor orphan girl named Maria was walking to market one day. She stopped to rest by the roadside, where a bird with a broken wing lay. A few moments passed till she saw it, for its feathers were covered with sand, and soon cleaned and wrapped it was traveling in the warmth of Maria's small hand. She happily gave her last peso on a cage made of rushes and twine. She fed it loose corn from the market and watched it grow stronger with time. Now the gift-giving service was coming, and the church shone with tinsel and light. And all of the town folks bought presents to lay by the manger that night. There were diamonds and incense and perfumes and packages fit for a king. But for one ragged bird in a small cage, Maria had nothing to bring. She waited till just before midnight, so no one would see her go in. And crying, she knelt by the manger, for a gift was unworthy of him. Then a voice spoke to her through the darkness. Maria, what brings you to me? If the bird in the cage is your offering, open the door, let me see. So she trembled, she did as he asked her, and out of the cage the bird flew, soaring up into the rafters, on a wing that it healed good as new. And just then the midnight bells rang out, and the little bird started to sing. a song that no words could recapture, for its beauty was fit for a king. Now Maria felt blessed just to listen to the cascade of notes sweet and long, as her offering was lifted to heaven by the very first nightingale's song. There you go, the gift.
That was excellent.
So it turned out that she had a nightingale, and that was Jesus that she was talking to.
If it didn't feel like Christmas before, it sure does now.
Yep. And I don't think anybody's heard that before.
Yeah, I hadn't heard it.
Never heard of it. Really nice.
Maita, phonetically, Maita. Okay, that's how you pronounce it, Maita. Ah, cool. Thank you, Bob. Thank you. And now we're going to have a little guest star come up and say hello to everybody. And Danny knows who it is.
Oh,
and,
if it's Mr. Beckham, then I got to leave.
Nope, he's not here. He left. You know who it is. Let's see. Get it going here. Hello, everybody! Kissy, kissy! Oh, Danielle, you look so lovely. Ooh, it's Santa Jorgen. Ooh, Santa, can I sit on your lap and tell you what I want for Christmas?
Can you
now it's just getting
Can you jump over the screen?
Wow. Hello, Bob and everybody in the peanut gallery. Nice to see you again. Yes, I'm all festive with my little thing on my head here. I'm ready to what am I doing, James? You're getting ready for Christmas. Oh yeah, that's right. See, I lose my memory sometimes. I can't remember half the stuff I used to know when I was younger. You know, you get older and things get confusing. But it's nice to be here to see everybody. And where's my sexy Beckham? I miss him. Danny, bring him back.
I'm trying to get rid of him, Miss Piggy. I'm not trying to bring him back.
But I want to pinch his butt. He's so cute.
Scandalous.
Would you prefer a back? Maybe we should prefer a backhand before a backhand.
Maybe, but he's so gorgeous. I tell you, man.
Miss Piggy, I'll give you his private number.
Ooh, can I talk dirty to him on it?
You can do whatever you want.
Miss Piggy,
what goes down
Yes.
in the DMs stays
Yes,
in the
Jorgen.
DMs.
What?
it's not David Beckham. It's another Beckham. So this is not the soccer player David Beckham.
No, it's Mr. Beckham.
It's Mr. Beckham that I like. Yes, that's who I'm talking about.
Yeah, my
Clean your ears
co-host
out,
on the call
goddammit.
back. Yeah.
Yes. So I am going to sing a cute little song for you. And it goes like this. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then when foggy Christmas Eve, Mr. Beckham came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, Yippee! Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, he'll go down in his story. Yes, kissy, kissy. See you all later.
What does Kermit says when you're flirting with Mr. Beckham?
Kermit cheated on me with Janice from the Electric Mayhem, so I don't give a fuck. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
I was going to say, what Kermit don't hurt him.
Trouble in paradise there.
Oh, boy.
That was hard staying in character. You saw me trying not to laugh. And I apologize for Piggy swearing there, but she's when she gets aggressive, watch out, man. She'll hire you into next week. I'll tell you that much.
Never stand in the way of a woman who wants to get what she wants.
Oh no, 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 no. Well, I thought she should sing a song too. So, hey, I wanted her to do Mary's Boy Child, but with YouTube and all the rules, I couldn't do that. So I figured, well, she'll sing a song. And I knew Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, so I knew the lyrics off by heart. So I figured, well, that's good. Because if I didn't, I'd be like sitting there drawing a blank. So I hope Miss Piggy entertained you.
Oh, always.
Mm.
All right, Jorgen, your turn. Get the puppet.
Uh-oh, Jorgen's got a puppet? Okay, let's see this. Woody Woodpecker.
Oh my gosh.
So Woody, what do you want for Christmas, Woody? Tell us.
I want my own TV show back. That's the only thing I want. I want my TV show back. I know Wonderlands is dead, but I want my TV show back, and that is everything I want because I have been forgotten. I'm totally forgotten right now. So I need to have my show back.
Well, you got to be focusing on Santa Jorgen. You have to look him in the eyes and tell him what you want because you're looking at us like we have all the answers for you. We can't help you. Only Santa Jorgen can help you with that.
I can't give you your show back. I'm not that Santa. Sorry.
Well, you heard it from Santa Jorgen, Woody.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas there, Woody. Oh, that was funny. So, Danny, do you have a puppet?
I sure don't.
I thought it was going to be all three of us having some puppet or something.
No,
Oh my God.
No puppets. No. Even if I did it, if I left it out, our cats would just go crazy with it. So.
Oh, I'm sure they would, especially Luke and Leia.
Oh my God, the new kittens are like destroying everything.
Wow.
But they're, that's what kittens do. We love them.
I hope not,
Bob,
Danny.
I hope not, Danny.
Bob. Yeah, true. Christopher. Hello.
Hi.
Christopher, you missed, you'll have to rewind a bit because you missed Jorgen's top 10 Christmas songs, and I'm dying to know what you think. Jorgen looks like a...
Santa elf.
Oh, okay. He's speaking Swedish, so
Yeah,
we need subtitles because Danny and I don't know what you're saying.
I was thinking, I don't even know how to pronounce that.
Let me make it big here. Let's see.
Tomtenisse.
Tomtenisse.
Oh.
Hey, Harry. How you doing, buddy?
Hi, Harry.
Tomte
I haven't
is
seen you in a while.
Santa in Swedish.
Harry, you want to come up and tell us your top 10 Christmas songs? Or do you have some albums you want to show us? You're welcome. I'll put the link out for you if you want to come up and join us. It's been a while since I've seen you, Harry. So I'll put the link out for you.
You think you can pull out 10 songs right like that?
I don't know. Top 10 Christmas songs. Not sure there are any good ones.
We each did countdowns, so there are at least 30 good ones, Christopher.
I think you're referring to me because he and I have a little bit of a dispute where we are poking each other for our musical tastes.
I always love when I wish Christopher had been here earlier because I love how they go back and forth at each other. It's funny. Okay, now he's speaking something I don't understand.
He mentions 2 Swedish Christmas songs.
Oh,
They're actually
okay.
not good. I'm not denying. The last one is a hymn that is definitely one of the best Christmas hymns.
Ah.
Are you sure? I think that translates to Miss Piggy. We want an encore.
Miss Piggy might come back in a bit.
I never heard that one.
Not yet. She'll come back, but not yet. So, what do you? Where are you going for Christmas this year, Danny?
Christmas this year, in-laws, family.
Ah,
Yeah, and then we host on Christmas Eve. So, yeah.
oh, Sinterklaas. That's cool, Bob. And Sinterklaas would be German, I think.
It is Santa Claus, in my opinion. I think it's supposed to be.
What about you,
Sinterklaas.
James? What are you doing?
I think it's just me and my mom because my sister and her boyfriend are going over to relatives because his sister's going to and his mom is going to be there for dinner. So me and my mom are left to our own devices. But we're going to have Christmas dinner with turkey not during the week when my nephew's here.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I'm not that disappointed about Christmas. I mean, we're going to be together to open presents and be with each other for most of the day. So I'm not complaining about that. I'm not upset that they're leaving us on Christmas for dinner. I mean, yes, it is a little upsetting, but I'm not going to let it get to me. I'm going to enjoy my day because, you don't want to be mad on Christmas.
Right.
And that's not a good idea. And what about you, Jorgen? What are you doing for Christmas?
I'm going to be with my mother, father, and sister in my mother's house for the traditional typical Christmas.
Yeah, she is a little hammered today, Scott Dog. She's a little depressed because Kermit cheated on her with Janice from the Electric Mayhem. So I'll cut her some slack today that she can drink a little bit if she needs to. Okay, let's see what Christopher says. I'll let you read this one, Jorgen.
I can tell you which Christmas song I can't stand, and that is that drunken bastard song, Fairy Tale, whatever it's called, Fairy Tale of New York. It is the Pogue song that Harry mentions. The Fairy Tale of New York, the Pogues and Kirsty MacColl. And I can agree with you, Christopher. I have a hard time with that also. I think Fairy Tale of New York is very overrated because I have no Christmas feelings when I listen to it. I can understand why people saying that is the best Christmas song.
But then we get a different opinion from Harry. I like Wham's Last Christmas and the Pogue song.
I approve, Harry. I approve.
I approve too, Harry. Definitely, big time. Oh, we got Mason. Hello, Mason.
Hi, Mason.
Hello.
Is this a surprise?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we hear you loud and clear.
Okay, yeah. I'm on my lunch break right now, my 2 o'clock in the afternoon lunch break, and I saw that you were on.
Yeah, we just did our top 10 favorite Christmas songs. Do you have a favorite Christmas song, Mason? Did the Beach Boys ever do one, for that matter?
They did an entire fucking album.
Hmm.
And James, honestly, I prefer the really religious Christmas songs because
me too.
Those are my favorites. I prefer those as opposed to like your standard Jingle Bells. Some noteworthy favorites. I mean, We Three Kings. I suppose God Rest You Merry Gentlemen.
Oh yeah,
those
classic
type stuff.
And
really the ones that hit me hardest, the most emotionally, are the ones that are the best for me.
Oh yeah, definitely. I have to agree, Mason. So this is for you, Danny, from Harry.
There's a whole lot to unpack with the Idaho murders. So I will. This isn't a true crime channel, so I won't get onto it here. Harry, I think you're on Instagram. If so, message me. My account's the Danny After Dark. And I will message you back my thoughts, because otherwise, when I start talking true crime, I will just go off and on a tangent. We'll be here for 5 more hours. So, Mason,
okay, who wants to read this one? Who wants to read this one? Go ahead.
I'll say it. When Brenda Lee sings, quote, "Later we'll have some pumpkin pie," end quote, I swear I hear her say fucking pie.
I've heard that too sometimes, yeah.
Mason, I think, you were talking about the Beach Boys and their Christmas album. I think why, you might not be, maybe that's not your thing because maybe you're in Texas, so the weather's always nice where you are. So with that being said, maybe you're more in the summer
No,
mode.
it's not. We got snow today.
Mason, you're ruining my joke. So maybe you're in the summer mode, so you're thinking Mike loves Summer of Love.
Oh fuck no. They just put that song back in print, and you can now stream it.
No way.
Yeah, it's on the Baywatch soundtrack because it was
Really?
it was in Baywatch.
I
Wait,
But
didn't
no,
even know
I'm-
you
Baywatch
own
had
the
a
Baywatch
soundtrack.
soundtrack.
I didn't even know Baywatch had a soundtrack.
Me either.
Well, I know what we're all going to watch
Yeah, I
for
know, the
Christmas
song's
this
like-
year. The Baywatch soundtrack.
Not to me. I have nothing against Baywatch.
I
Yeah.
hate that fucking song, man. I can't wait for summer because it's gonna be a summer of love. That stupid bullshit.
It's
What
the
that
video
is.
that really is the icing on
Oh
it.
yeah, I know. Like Mike loves super creep factor with that music video.
Okay, Harry. Okay, let's switch things up a little bit because we could talk Mike Love and his amazing music all day. But Harry says, I couldn't believe when Baby It's Cold Outside was canceled last year.
Uh,
Yeah, that became such a very controversial song. I have not heard it once on any radio this year, going shopping in any stores, nothing. I've not heard it once.
Yeah. Just make sure the next one to be canceled isn't Santa
okay, I
Baby.
gotta
That was a
highlight
jam.
this one.
Let me explain to you something, Christopher. There are at least something that is beyond what Baywatch is mostly known for, and Baywatch actually is a really great action series. Actually, it's supposed to be anyway. But then, of course, the other thing has gone between. But I think the action and the story in Baywatch is actually very, very funny. One of the David Hasselhoff's better things.
I love David Hasselhoff. I have always been a David Hasselhoff fan. I have most of his albums on my phone. I love his music.
Okay, Looking for Freedom is an okay song, but he has a horrible voice. I got to say that. But that is my opinion.
James, can you block Jorgen?
No.
When David Hasselhoff is singing on top of the wall coming down, and he's in that jacket that's just lighting up. I mean, talk about a moment in time.
Have you heard when
Mason,
he
I don't blame you. David Hasselhoff in his heyday was a looker for the ladies. That's for sure.
have you Danny? Have you heard when David Hasselhoff sang ABBA's "Dancing Queen"?
No.
Have you seen the video?
No, but
that
now I'm
out.
going to.
Oh my
Check that
god.
out because that
Really?
is hilariously. Oh my god.
So Mason, here's a question from Scott Dog for you.
Shoot it at me.
Mason, isn't the Beach Boys Christmas album the only one you're missing in your collection?
I collect physical media anymore. It's a storage issue with me. So I just stream everything from a little cylinder device called Alexa.
Ah.
Like my house has very minimal storage available. Like I would love to collect physical media, but as it stands, I was recently collecting CDs and I maxed out my storage and I don't have any room for more.
Oh boy.
But when I was collecting, the Beach Boys one was the last one that I needed to get, the Beach Boys Christmas album for that collection. But technically, James, it's not officially released, but some of the songs from it were released on a compilation later on.
Mm-hmm.
The Beach Boys attempted another Christmas album in 1977.
Ah. Oh, it looks like Jorgen's got something to show us, so I'm gonna make him big.
Be
Ooh, I
still
love
my
that show,
heart.
Knight Rider.
There are four CD box sets for all seasons. I only missing one, and I have complete.
Ah, cool.
Knight Rider was also something that I watched when I was a kid.
Oh, I love Knight Rider.
So David Hasselhoff is a good actor. He is singer.
Careful.
I'm not going to say what I think of him as a person.
When I was in high school, I was in a music class, and we had to pick an artist or a band and do a presentation on. So I chose to do David Hasselhoff. When I finished and looked up, and everybody was just dumbfounded, like dumbfounded. I got an A, but the teacher was like, out of every musician, you chose David Hasselhoff. I'm like, but I taught you something you didn't know. It was so, yeah. Oh my God, it was funny. Everybody was just like, what did she just present?
And let's not forget that David Hasselhoff was in the SpongeBob movie.
Yes, he was.
When they rode on his back.
Let's not forget that he also was, and I don't even know why he decided to sink so low to this, but he was in Sharknado.
I've never seen that movie, and I heard there's a whole series of those movies.
There's a whole series of them, and each one of them gets worse and worse.
Huh? I'm glad I never watched that.
The funny thing is, I think they're intentionally bad.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But people like all that cheese and corny stuff. I don't know if I do, but well, it has to be a certain genre. Like I love the movie that is.
It's more of a movie that is so dumb that it's funny. Sharknado.
Well, yeah. I actually have. Oh my God! I think it's upstairs and it's been in the attic, which is so sad. I was at a comic book store. I know, shocking. And they had a David Hasselhoff Sharknado figurine. So I bought it and I displayed it for a long time. And yeah, it's somewhere in the attic now, but I'm so proud of that.
I mean, James, in a nutshell, which performance would you prefer in a SpongeBob film, David Hasselhoff or Keanu Reeves?
That's a tough question. You know what? It would be cool if actually both were in it.
Well, both were in SpongeBob. One was in one movie and the other one was in the other. But it's kind of sad. Keanu Reeves only appeared as a sagebush.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. That's my Keanu Reeves impression for you. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. What's wrong, Christopher? Dear Lord, what do you? What's wrong? Hey, Stephen Schnee.
Hi, Stephen.
He's got to tell you something.
I was shopping for somebody else, clearly.
Are you sure it wasn't for you, Danny?
Well, when I saw the David Hasselhoff figurine, it turned into a trip for me.
Did you buy said thing?
You know what? I retract. I do stand corrected. There's a comic book store for anybody who's in the Massachusetts area, Salem, Massachusetts, called Harry's Comics. And they have an excellent section where they have like old school movie posters. Ooh. So I have bought in a few, like they're off camera, but I bought them and framed them. So I have like Valley of the Dolls with Sharon Tate, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. They have some other true crime ones that I've gotten too. So I do like comic book stores for that. So I will say that.
Excellent. So how are you doing today, Stephen? Yes, Mason.
I wanted to ask Danny this question because...
Yes, I'll marry you.
That was random.
What happened to your significant other?
He's downstairs.
Huh? What?
Ever heard of a harem?
I mean, like that That wasn't the question, but now I got another question. Where's your significant other?
Downstairs. And by downstairs, I mean alive, not like buried under cement basement.
No, my question that I wanted to ask you was actually, and on the outside of things, you wouldn't really think that this has much to do with it, but when you consider it, so Manson, the whole Dennis Wilson thing that happened, and then Christine McVie passing away. That's kind of all tied together because Christine McVie and Dennis Wilson had a thing, and Dennis was involved with the Manson thing. And I just want to know if you were aware that she was involved with him.
We did a show right after she passed, and it just kind of it got brought up. And somebody had mentioned that Dennis, what was it that he did with her yard? I forget. And then sent her the bill. We did something to her house and then for a gift and then sent her the bill.
Christine McVie and Charles Manson?
No, Christine McVie was with Dennis Wilson, and Dennis Wilson has ties to Charles Manson.
Okay.
So it's kind of a by association.
I didn't want to see.
Steven, no, I don't own any comics.
Well, isn't your significant other, isn't he a comic book nerd?
Going. It's that time. So thank you. This was so much fun, James. Thank you so much for
You're welcome, Danny.
For our
Anytime.
top 10 songs Christmas countdown.
Well,
And
next
Jorgen,
year we'll have to
always
think
good
of something
to see
different.
you. Mason, my answer is yes, I will marry you. Always good to see you. And everybody in the chat, thank you for tuning in and thank you for participating. This was so much fun.
Well, you're welcome.
All right. Happy
And
holidays,
I'll send you my
everybody.
list later.
Likewise to you.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. And then there was 3. Well, we'll still keep it going for a bit longer. And then I have to take Sadie out again. So it's nice to see you, Mason. I haven't seen you in a while. We were talking about you on Docs the other day.
I been very busy, James.
Busy working, huh? So you all set for
Absolutely.
Christmas, Mason?
It's going to be a very lonely Christmas. Family is not coming.
Aw. Well, you have us, so, we're here for you. You always know that.
Yeah, is anybody doing a Christmas party on here?
Well, I might do a little live stream on Christmas Day to show my presents and stuff, but
I'm gonna ask Kat because one year I remember he hosted a pretty good Halloween party. I'm gonna ask him if he's got plans for a Christmas one.
Well, if he does it early enough that I can be there, I'll be there. Because I know, Mason, when you go live, you always go early enough that I can join.
Yeah, James, just if there's a Christmas party, just be careful. Don't eat too many pot brownies.
Oh, I'm not doing that again. I made that mistake once, and I ain't doing that again.
James.
Yes?
Pot and beer do not mix well.
I know. I learned that. The hard way. Well, I'm going to show you my T-shirt that I'm wearing today, because I don't think I showed you guys before. Presents speak louder than words. The Grinch.
I never seen.
Yeah, speaking of the Grinch, which version of the Grinch is your favorite, James?
My favorite is the original 1966 one with Boris Karloff on TV.
I would have to agree. Jim Carrey, the only thing that saves Jim Carrey's version is Jim Carrey himself.
I thought Jim Carrey was pretty cool as the Grinch. But, the original from 1966 on TV, which I recorded, which I still have to watch, by the way, that and A Charlie Brown Christmas are my 2 favorites. If I watch those 2,
James, did you ever grow up on those Rankin Bass stop motion cartoons?
Oh yeah, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, all that good stuff. Oh yeah, I watched it all when I was a
Well,
kid.
here's one that
And
you
I still love
probably
it.
never heard of because this is one of the more obscure ones that people don't really talk about a lot. Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July.
Oh, I've seen that one. Yeah, that's good. See you later, Bob. Nice to see you. Well, it was nice having you all here today, and very Merry Christmas. I'll be back on Sunday with my next theme with Dave. We'll be doing Elton John and a Christmas party because we'll have a Christmas party. And Mason, if you're around, you're welcome to join. So I'm going to head off
Absolutely.
now because I got to take Sadie out for her next walkie of the evening. And it was nice to have you, Jorgen and Danny. Thanks again for being here, and I will see you all tomorrow. Well, you anyway, Jorgen. I don't know about Mason, but I'll see you all later. And as I say in my channel, Beatles forever. See you on the next one, guys. Bye for now and Merry Christmas.